I am a follower of Jesus Christ. I have an opinion and I share it with you. I am the salt of the earth. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Salt of the Earth podcast. We are just 3 days away from the general election here in the United States, and there is noise and smoke coming from all sides. I was going to comment on all the rhetoric coming from both sides, but at this point in the game, I think a comment about awareness, unity, and hope is more fitting. Today is the day to take some time to reflect on the major candidates running for president, not on what they have said, claimed, insinuated, or misrepresented about each other, but on how they will protect our rights and freedoms. If you haven't voted yet, but plan to vote on election day, I hope you'll take the time to learn about what Kamala and Trump have accomplished during their 4 individual years in office and their presidential agenda. This race, especially over the past 103 days since Kamala became the Democratic nominee, has been one where fear, division, and name calling have taken center stage. We need to step back and evaluate each of them based on what is important, what will make America prosperous and safe, and the entire world at peace. I would like to commend Kamala on her response to the Democratic presidential nomination, and I congratulate Trump on his tenacity during this campaign season. Now, I want to remind myself and everyone else who may listen to this episode about the incredible standard of the Declaration of Independence of 1776 and the highest law of the land given to us by our founding fathers in 1786, the Constitution of the United States. I quote the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. And from the preamble of the Constitution, quote, we, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America. Can we take a moment and reflect on these gifts? All men are created equal. We are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, to establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. We hold our government accountable for protecting our rights, keeping the peace, helping everyone prosper, and ensuring freedom for ourselves and future generations. It is the hope for a society where everyone can feel safe, valued, and free to build a happy life. It is a reminder that these values, equality, justice, and liberty, are what we seek together. Remember the three most important words in the Constitution: we, the people. Our founding fathers wanted to be very careful in how they organized our government and made sure our Constitution had a separation of powers by dividing it into three different branches: the legislative, the executive, and the judicial. We, the people, hold the power in our hands by choosing who will fill those positions. We hire them for the job, and they represent our wants and needs. We are a republic. The ultimate power of our government resides in us, its voting citizens. They are accountable to us and govern according to the law. The Bill of Rights protects our rights and freedoms, but are we choosing to retain these rights and freedoms? The freedom of religion, the freedom of speech, the freedom of the press, the right to petition, and the right to peacefully assemble, the right of the people to own and carry guns. No one will be forced to house soldiers in their private residence without the owner's permission. People and their property and belongings are protected from their search without reason. No person will have their life, liberty, or property taken away without proper legal procedures. The right to a speedy, public, and fair trial with the help of a lawyer. The right to a trial by jury. No excessive bail, nor cruel and unusual punishment will be allowed. The rights of the people are not limited to just the rights listed in the Constitution. Power not given to the federal government belongs to the states or the people. The United States Constitution is fundamental to the American dream. It protects people's freedoms as long as we defend them and recognize these rights for all people. We, as founding fathers, can help continue to build and defend our country. Our patriotism, which is the love we feel for our homeland, can unite us. Although we, as a country, are not perfect, we are a chosen land, a stable, prosperous, and powerful country. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, don't interfere with anything in the Constitution. That must be maintained, for it is the only safeguard of our liberties. Former Prime Minister of Great Britain, William Gladstone, said, "The American Constitution is the most wonderful work ever struck off at a given time by the brain and purpose of man." And in 1989, Ronald Reagan, on his farewell address to the nation, added, "Almost all the world's constitutions are documents in which governments tell the people what their privileges are. Our Constitution is a document in which we, the people, tell the government what it is allowed to do. We, the people, are free." In 1986, another wise man, Ezra Taft Benson, advised us that in order to maintain our Constitution, we must be righteous and moral. We must learn the principles of the Constitution and then abide by its precepts. We must become involved in civic affairs, and we must make our influence felt by our vote. End of quote. So, who are we voting for? Which of the two candidates comes closest to upholding and honoring our Constitution? I believe the best is yet to come, because we are a land of believers who have chosen Jesus Christ as our King. As our nation's motto declares, and we may never forget, in God we trust. Be the salt of the earth.